Hello and welcome to the last video in my top prospect series where we cover supports. Keep in mind all these stats are from March, these ones are from March 9th. I haven't watched the majority of these players play. This is all stats based, just looking at outliers, trying to figure out what players should be watched for the rest of the split, maybe for teams to consider picking up in the off season between spring, summer, and even beyond that. So with supports, it's a lot harder to utilize stats to determine much of anything. I think a lot of these stats are relatively useless for the support role. Maybe it's because I played support when I played League. Obviously not at a high level, but in solo queue when I played, I feel like support stats does not really show as much for support because you're not farming. Your job is not necessarily to deal a lot of damage. It's not to get kills. It's not to get gold. It's not to even really gap your opponent individually, support versus support, on a CS or gold basis. I'm sure you want more gold, yes, but at the same time, you'd prefer that gold to go to your AD carry than yourself. And plus, these stats are boosted by the AD carry alongside the support. Palu at 17 years old for Fred at Brion has looked very good to start his career off. 2.4 KDA is less than you'd like, but at 17 years old, freshly 17 like in January. 78.2 KP, I mean very active, almost 4 out of every 5 kills. 2.47 vision score per minute, would place 1 ward every minute. 2 vision wards every 5 minutes, and then clear 1 ward every 3 minutes. 9 champions in 31 games. So Palu getting off to a good start. Duro at 21 years old, definitely more experienced, 4 years older. From HLE's putting out a great split. 6.6 KDA, 75.5 KP. Vision score, highest on the board. 3.62 vision score per minute. Places 1.2 wards every minute, so I would say 6 every 5. Vision wards, 2 every 5 minutes. Clears over 1 ward every other minute, so very active in clearing opposition's vision. 14 champions in 38 games. So what's interesting when I look at these numbers is we're going to draw a comparison here and try and, think through this a bit and try and figure out if these stats are, any bit useful. We're going to make use of them. So Rebel at 21 years old for KT Challenger. 5.8 KDA, very good. 71.51 KP, so 3 out of every 4 kills. A 2.88 vision score per minute and a 1.38 wards placed per minute. So he places 7 wards every 5 minutes. And you say to yourself, what's the deal here? So he's buying and placing more wards, placing more wards than Duro. But Duro is getting much more vision score, and we know why vision score happens. Usually if you're winning your matchup, you're going to get higher vision score. But you also can say to yourself, maybe he's getting more effective vision. And that's why I say these stats can only go so far, because you really have to watch a support play to figure out what they're doing. With junglers, I have a good thought that if you're not farming, you're not getting kills, you're creating pressure that we cannot determine is valuable or not based off of stats as of this time. You have to watch to determine if that is valid. Whereas supports, I think that's a much bigger part of the game. Whether is Duro hypothetically getting this vision because his lane's always winning and Rebels is not, but is Rebel also using wards properly? Remains to be seen. Puts down more wards per minute, vision wards, than Duro, but only clears 1 ward every 3 minutes. So he doesn't clear as much. 10 champions in 30 games. I will say Duro, 14 champions in 38 games is very good. You like a guy that can play a bunch of different stuff. I think support to fill out the comp is important. You can take the facilitator, you can take the support role, and it says to us, okay, this person's willing to play Nautilus. Now all of a sudden, I do not need necessarily Nar Sejuani topside or something. I can do something else. But if I want to put you on Heimerdinger in bot lane or I don't know, Caitlyn, like we're seeing Caitlyn support, but like just something that is not as tanky, not as facilitator oriented and more damage oriented, Heimerdinger. It gives us options. You know what I'm saying. I'm gonna go Obstinus at 20 years old for in EU, plays on Rebel Gaming. 3.8 KDA, 80.3 KP. So 4 out of every 5 kills he's involved. 3.58 vision score per minute. 1.17 wards placed per minute. 2 vision wards every 5 minutes. Clears over 1 ward every other minute. 7 champions in 17 games. Is playing very well. Marlin's numbers are very good for Team Heretics. In the ERLs at 19 years old, has a 4.3 KDA. Just under 3 out of every 4 kills he's involved in. 3.95 vision score per minute. 1.15 wards placed per minute. Excuse me. Places, what are we going to go here? 1.15, 2.2, 2.3. I mean, he's putting 1.15 wards down per minute. I'm trying to do some math. Maybe 6 every 5 minutes. Almost puts down 1 ward every other minute vision ward wise. Over 1 ward every 3 minutes are cleared by Marlin. And 12 champions in 17 games, so wide champion pool. Cabby is a LCK, well, a Korean import that is playing alongside Noah for, I think it's Zero Tenacity or Zero Gravity. I don't remember what the team name is. 21 years old, 5.2 KDA, 75.7 KP, 2.79 vision score per minute, 1.09 wards placed per minute. So looking at Marlin gets a lot more out of his wards than Cabby does. 1.09 wards placed, wards placed per minute. 1 vision ward placed every 3 minutes, clears under 3 wards every 10 minutes. So we're looking at one of the lower cleared wards rates on this board. So closer to 1 out of every 4 minutes. 13 champions in 19 games, a ocean of champions for this individual. Now, obviously playing alongside what I think is a Korean 80 carry in Noah. I know Noah's a Korean 80 carry. I just don't remember if Noah's exactly with Cabby or not. I think he is. That's a benefit for them, obviously. 2 Chinese supports. Not as many stats because it's from Leaguepedia instead of Game of Legend for LDL. Rosie Love for Ultra Prime in the LDL. Age unknown. 4.4 KDA. 76.9 KP. 7 champions, 17 games. And then Niket at 19 years old plays for Top Esports in the LDL. 4.24 KDA. 77 KP. 9 champions in 20 games. A lot of good supports in China, but they're over 22. Or they've been playing for a while and I don't know their age, so I'm not going to put them on the board. Not to mention even also in Korea, there are plenty. I'd probably say 5 out of the 10 supports in CK are actually pretty good. These were the 30 that I highlighted, but there are a couple more that I think are pretty talented. And then lastly, there's Taki. We know it's Taki. Who played alongside Shogun at Worlds and MSI at 19 years old for Saigon Buffalo, an elite aggressive support, willing to put it out there on the line, and I like that. I like somebody that aggressive that's going to find plays and make things happen. 8 KDA, so he's not getting punished for it all that much. He's not dying. Involved in more than 4 out of every 5 kills. 2.7 vision score per minute. Places 1 ward every 3 minutes. 2 vision wards every 5 minutes. I feel like it's a typo or something on Game of Legend for these stats to be this way. Clears 2 wards every 5 minutes. 6 champions played in 11 games. That Alistar knockup will stick out for me for a while. From MSI, I liked how Taki looked at Worlds. I think he's a very talented player. Alongside Shogun, and frankly all of Saigon Buffalo has some serious talent. I know a lot of people like to give Froggy shit, but I think the entire team is pretty interesting to watch. They're fun to watch. I think they're one of the better minor region teams out there from top to bottom. A very young team, starting off this year very ugly, but they're starting to turn it around lately, and hopefully they can go to MSI. I really enjoy watching them play. So That's it for this video. I know it's not as long or as interesting as the other ones, really. But like I said, I feel like support is the role that really requires more of the eye test to kind of figure out what the support is doing. Are they a nuisance? Are they roaming? Are they facilitating in team fights? Are they getting valuable vision? Or are they just kind of playing ping pong in the lane and not doing anything, depending on what champions they pick? Um, a support can be really, really valuable, but be also very, very useless. So that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube member, and thank you for watching.